Now, welcome. Thanks for joining us. My name is Devon Walker, creator of Play Black Wall Street or Black Wall Street, the board game. We've already went over opportunity zones part one. Part one, we kind of did what are opportunity zones. Part two, we talked about how you can take advantage of opportunity zones and make more money. This is part three, where we're going to talk about, will opportunity zones increase gentrification, increase the wealth gap? Are they good for Black folks or the urban communities in general? Stay tuned to find out. Jumping back in, let's get right into it. Opportunity zones, quick recap for those who don't know, is a new tax policy to where if you have capital gains, you can invest those capital gains inside of low income census tracts, and your money, if you keep it in there for 10 years, you pay no capital gains tax at all. So it's a huge opportunity for folks with capital gains, with wealth, to obviously invest in those communities and avoid taxes. It's also going to be a good opportunity for anyone living in those communities already to hopefully keep your house. Please don't sell it. Build your businesses in those neighborhoods because money is coming in. So the first thing that people usually talk about when discussing opportunity zones is, will it increase gentrification? Okay. So I like to talk about two different types of gentrification. There's going to be internal gentrification, and then there's external gentrification. So gentrification, I think at its bare minimum, what it is, it's a good thing. You know, we're going to build businesses, we're going to build new housing structures, beautify the neighborhood, all that is good. Now, when that happens by people outside of the community, that's bad. You know, folks that don't live in Inglewood coming into Inglewood, investing in it, pushing people out, making it more expensive, that's all bad. But there's also something called internal gentrification or beautification. This is a prime example of what Nipsey Hussle was doing with the Crenshaw district. Someone who's from the neighborhood, someone who lives there, isn't gonna leave and is putting money into Crenshaw, into Inglewood, into Brooklyn, into Oakland, all these gentrifying centers. If you're from the community and you're putting money in to help your community out, that's good. Okay, that is good. So hopefully folks from the neighborhood like Russell Westbrook, folks like Dom Kennedy, Jay-Z, Nas, Dame Dash, all these people who have money, hopefully they're going to be pouring back into the neighborhoods that they're from. One, to give back to their folks, but two, to get those capital gains tax deferment. So generally, I feel like gentrification or the opportunity zone policy in regards to gentrification could be good, could be bad. Right now, it's been mostly bad, to be honest, but hopefully as more people learn about the policy, more people with money or more people connected to other people with money, this can actually help the urban centers where our Black folks are and help rebuild the communities. For prime example, HBCUs. What if all around the nation people started investing in the neighborhoods right around HBCUs to make the housing better? Maybe we can have some cool Black-owned malls. I feel like that is a really good national plan to increase or to rebuild Black Wall Street nationwide. You know, next to Tuskegee, next to FAMU, next to Howard, Morehouse, Spelman, all these great institutions. If we can have money being poured into those institutions or the neighborhoods around those institutions, now we can rebuild the foundation and structure of HBCUs. We can make it more appealing for students nationwide, internationally, to go to the HBCUs because there's a large community there, and we're increasing economics. So technically, that's gentrification, that's beautification, but it'll be for us, working for us, okay? So that's one. The next thing that we usually talk about when we're discussing opportunity zones is, will it increase the wealth gap? Most likely. there's no kind of sidestepping around it. So in order to take advantage of the opportunity zone bill, you need wealth. You need capital gains. You get capital gains from selling a physical business, from selling your stock portfolio, from selling physical items. Like if I sold 10,000 units of Black Wall Street, the board game, that would be considered capital gains, and I would be able to use that money. Or selling a house is capital gains, all those things. But long story short, you need wealth in order to defer your capital gains. So the people that don't have wealth won't be able to take top tier advantage of this new policy. Now, the folks that do have wealth, again, I already named some names: Nas, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kaepernick's already doing it. All these wonderful people in our community that have money, have wealth. What we need them to do is focus on, one, education, because education is preparing for the future. Okay, so we're investing money, time in our kids so that they can learn about financial literacy, so they learn engineering and coding, automation, artificial intelligence, all these things that are going to take over in the next 20, 30 years. We need to be investing money into our community, into our children now, so that they can take over in 30 years. Okay, so that's one. The second step that we really need people to invest in is housing. Housing is for the now. Okay, so education, future, kids, housing now. If we can have nice, affordable housing for our communities in the urban centers, I don't have to pay $2,000, $1,500, whatever my rent is, in order to live in the communities that have most of the opportunities. So I think if we have people like Killer Mike, T.I., what Nipsey Hussle was doing in the Crenshaw district, Beyonce, Jay-Z, if we have these people investing in the now, giving us nice, affordable housing that's quality, not the projects, we know what that does to people. And then if they're also investing in our future for education, investing in computer science, artificial intelligence, automation, all that stuff, we're preparing both ways. So hopefully we can close the wealth gap. So will it increase the wealth gap? I think naturally it will. But there are things that we can do to fight back so that the wealth gap doesn't explode as it is right now. Last point, or at least last point we'll talk about here, there's tons of other things the opportunity zones can go into. I like to talk about like the ripple effect. You know, when you drop a large boulder or a rock inside of a pond, there's going to be countless ripples that go out. And I feel like opportunity zone as a tax bill is the rock falling into our community, falling into our pond, and there's gonna be tons of ripples, and we have to be ready for those ripples. We have to prepare for those ripples. The thing that I think opportunity zones can do, positive or negative, is create jobs and economic opportunities in those areas. For example, Inglewood, they're building a new Rams stadium, huge stadium, and a Clipper stadium inside the same city. So there's going to be tons of foot traffic inside the city. So taco trucks, jerk chicken trucks, you know, parking lots. If you just own a lot and you want people to park in it, Airbnbs are going to explode in that area. Restaurants, lounges, after party clubs, all that stuff are going to be opportunities for the community to take advantage of. So that's why ownership is 100% important. So hourly positions are definitely going to go up. So if you want to work concessions inside the stadium, you can do that. If you want to work, work the parking lot as an attendant, making $15 to $16 an hour, you can do that. I think those opportunities are going to be really good for our youth, for our high school folks, our college folks, recently out of college even maybe. But for the grown folks, you know, the grown and sexy individuals who got real bills, they need to make that real bill money. And you can only do that if you are an owner of it, if you own that lot, if you keep holding your apartment or your condo and you rent it out through Airbnb right next to the stadium where people can walk to it. So I think, again, naturally, there's going to be a wealth gap in there. Naturally, the people who own it are going to make the more money, and then they're going to hire the people who live in Inglewood, who live in South Central, to work the hourly jobs. Still giving opportunity, but it's not going to be enough to really still live in that city. So if you want to really take advantage of it, prepare, know that the Olympics are coming, know that the Rams Stadium is coming, know that the Clipper Stadium is coming, and you should try to be an owner close to where all the action's happening. I'm in LA, so that's why I know about that stuff. I'm sure there's similar things happening in Oakland. I'm sure there's similar things happening in Atlanta, Brooklyn, Chicago. So if there's things being built, you want to own near the big stadiums, you want to own near the concert halls. You can use possibly the opportunity zone policy to actually rebuild Black Wall Street, either at a local level or nationally. Again, my name is Devon Walker. I appreciate you. Please like this if you're watching it on YouTube. Subscribe to our TH4 TV channel. We appreciate all the support. Every subscribe, every like counts, and we love it for you. Thank you very much, and peace. Stay true.